Hi there, it's Katrina Gibson, and today I will be showing you my IIS site as well as my network monitoring system. Alright, so to start, I will be showing you Site 1. I'm just on my web server 1 VM right now. This is just to show you the configuration. So Site 1 was with error pages, so I created the default document, and then when I went to error pages, I just edited the 404 page to my own one that I made with HTML. So I'm going to show you on client 1 what that would look like. So site 1. So this is the home page for it, and then when I click error page, here's my custom error page that I made. So it's 404, this page not found, and I add this funny little picture. This is not the web page you're looking for, and from here we can also just go back to the home page. So that was site 1. We can go back to web server, and site 2 was protected files and regular files. So if I expand here, I had one folder for my protected ones and then one folder for my regular files. This one did not require a home page. It was just indexing. For that one I just did directory browsing, and for the protected files I just turned on Windows authentication. So anonymous authentication was disabled and Windows authentication was enabled. So let's go see that on client 1. So what we're going to do instead of site 1 is site 2. So see there's no homepage here. Here's our regular files, no password protection. We can see all our files here. But to get into protected files, you have to have a login. I just use the domain login. And now we can see the protected files. So they're accessible since we use the Windows authentication with our domain account. Alright, so that is site 2. Site 3 is where it got a little bit trickier, creating the 3 departments, accounting, marketing, and sales. So I just created the folders and I created a virtual directory for each of them. They all have their own index page. And then what I did was on my Active Directory VM, I just added 3 new groups for accounting, marketing, and sales, and then added users for each one. And then I added those users to the groups. I would be able to log in with those users for their respective departments, but you couldn't say you can log in to accounting with marketing account, or just log into accounting with a sales user. So what I did there is for accounting, I had authorization rules with it was the URL authorization, and so from like accounting, I denied sales and marketing the groups, and then I allowed the accounting group. And then the same kind of thing with marketing and sales. So let's just see how that would work. So site 3 also didn't have a home page, it was index directory. So say if you're accounting, let's just try using the marketing account, and we should not be able to get in. So sign in, nope, it's not letting us. And if you were to click cancel, it would say access is denied because it invalid credentials, which is what we want, trying to log into accounting with the marketing account. Say if we try accounting again, we can log in with accounting. We are able to get in with the accounting user. Same thing with marketing. Since it didn't work with accounting, it should work here with the marketing folder. So yeah, go into marketing with the marketing account, just not the other one. So sales, yeah, see if we try accounting, nope. But if we do sales, we are able to see. And this one had confused me a bit because I thought it was for the client you had to log in to like accounting and like marketing and sales, and then when you opened up a browser, like you could sign in with their accounts. But even if you were logged in on client in marketing, if you tried to log into accounting using accounting's login, it wouldn't work. And I talked to some other people and realized I didn't actually have to do that using the URL authorization just to allow and deny the certain ones. It was easier. Now for site 4, where it's really tricky, on the Active Directory, I created a root certificate. That was just, I just had to do an install there. I have it all laid out in my documentation what I did, but then went to web server, and you have server certificate, and I created a domain certificate. Here, this is my domain certificate for site 4. It was issued by my root certificate that I had. It's issued to my fully qualified site 4 name. And then after I did that, what I did was just click bindings, and I binded the certificate to site 4. So we're going to use Internet Explorer for site 4. And what we're going to do is, I'll just select from the drop down here, so HTTPS, so it's secure, site 4. So what's going to do is going to prompt me for a login, and it's only going to take an administrator's account. It's not going to take anything, say like the marketing from like the last site. No. We're just going to use it. So we're just going to use the administrator account to get in there. So we can see here the page has loaded. It's locked. It's using the certificate I made. You can view the certificate, so it's issued to the site. It's issued by the root, and it's valid for 5 years. There's a lot more things you can look up here. And if I try and take out the S, make it just a regular HTTP site, it will also load. But there is no certificate. And that is it for the sites. Now just for the network monitoring system. I have this downloaded on my web server 1 VM. And you can see here in devices for clients. I had split up my client 1 and client 2 because I was having some issues with some logins, but it's working just great. And showing you the ping, how the ping works, is since client 2 is currently on, that is able to ping, but since client 1 is currently off, it is not able to ping. So what I can do is I can just turn it on, and it'll take a minute, but this should eventually turn green because client 1 is back on, and we'll be able to access it. So this shows us whether so this will show us whether the server client is on. So if it's green on, red off. And here's my web server 1, which is currently on here, and my Active Directory right here. And this is my ESXi device I added per the instructions. I didn't really quite get what I was supposed to do with it, so I just created one and added it on there. Same with the SQL. I wasn't quite sure because we haven't done too much in there, and I removed my backup exec VM, so I didn't quite know what to do, so I had just kind of skipped past that part. And now you see client 1 is back on, it's green, and it's pinging again. And a lot of these sensors is how you look at performance on your servers. So say here with like CPU load, you can see how much CPU is taken up right now, so it's 32%. This is for the web server 1. You can see how much disk space is free. So 75% is free right now, so that's good. Don't have too much on here. And then you can also see memory. There's 36% memory left. You know, it's about to go in the yellow, but it's not quite. We still have 1.4 gigabytes left of memory on here. So these sensors are automatically added into the servers. So you can see the CPU. This is for the Active Directory. The CPU, it's low CPU right now, 2%. Let's see. I have about 82% free disk space. Yeah. And the memory for it, it's more memory than the web server one, so it's 58% available memory and 2.31 gigabytes. And then on the web server, I also have the IIS testing, just making sure that the sites work. So on here, I installed an IIS sensor. I can't remember exactly which one, but it's in my documentation. And so I can check on site 1, site 2, site 3, site 4. And I can just see they're all up right now, which is perfect. This network monitoring site is very intuitive once you get used to it. I like the colors, the red, yellow, green, just so you know it's bad, warning, kind of, or, green, everything's good, everything's happy. It was very easy to add everything that was already in my domain. So the clients and the Active Directory weren't added because I had installed this on my web server. So just, there was an add device thing, or just right click clients or anything, just add device. Very easy to use. I could not get the text thing working because I couldn't log into my carrier service. It was a little bit too complicated, so I just left it alone. So the notifications will just go to my emails instead. And that is my 4 sites, as well as my network monitoring system. Thank you.